Hi guys, happy Wednesday. It's Mental Health Wednesday or Wellness Wednesday, and I'm super excited to see you guys tonight. This is Mary Fulton with Mary Fulton Fit, and I am live from San Clemente with you guys tonight. And so let me get some friends on here and tag some friends. How you guys doing? Oh good, we got one friend out there. Let's get some more peeps on here tonight so we can have some good conversations. I need to share this on my page. Dang it, how do I do it? Nope, that's not working. I'm trying to share this on my page. Okay guys, so good to see you. Hi Michelle, thanks for waiting. Sorry it's a little bit late, but I have some really great stuff I want to share with you tonight. So get a pen and paper if you want, and let me just share this on my page. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little less reception. Hi Rita. Okay, we're getting started now, I promise. I promise. I'm getting out of practice here. Look at me. Okay, here we go. All right, mental wellness. All right, guys. So number one, everybody stand up. Where are you? Where are you? Stand up, stand up. Let's get some energy out here. So one thing that I learned today in the Tony Robbins challenge that we're doing is how we hold our bodies and our mind and our language and what we speak is so important to where we're going to go and what decisions we're going to make, and if we are going to make our future stories, how we're going to make those future stories. So I just want you to stand up. Everybody get up on your feet with me. I'm going to stand up with you, and I want you to just take your shoulders back, take a deep breath, and stand up super tall, like you're like a warrior, right? Like you're ready for action. And so think about when you're in a situation and you're facing something that's hard or difficult, or you're going in for an interview, or you're going to your first fitness class that you haven't been to since quarantine, or you're going to have a very important talk with somebody, right? So if you're coming in kind of like this, you've got a little bit of fear in you, but if you're standing tall, shoulders are back, how do you feel right now in this presence? You have a presence, right? You have a presence about you when you're walking into the room. Your hands here kind of like Wonder Woman, Superman, whatever it is, your favorite superhero, but there's a presence about you, right? Because if you watch me and I'm like this, how do you feel? How's my presentation? How am I coming across, right? So much different. I'm so much more powerful here. All right, come back down and have a seat with me. So today I learned so much stuff that I was actually sitting here for the last hour and I got kind of brain dead because I wrote so many notes today, and this was my day 2. So I'm gonna pick and play with a few of the things that I learned, okay? And hopefully if you want to take some notes and you have paper or your phone or whatever it is, you can kind of chime along with me. And here, let's get started. So number 1, how we carry ourselves, how we hold ourselves, our body, how we take care of our body. Moving every day. It's important to move a little bit, right? To just, I'm not telling you to do burpees, okay? I'm just saying take a walk. Do something that makes that blood flow, those endorphins going, something that gets you moving, that makes you feel good, right? Standing tall. So number 1, that physiological piece is so important for all of our body, right? For all of our mindset, because that is our biggest muscle, is our mindset. And in this challenge, that's what we've been learning about, your mindset and how powerful it is. But so many other things go into that mindset. And there are things that keep us back from where we really want to go because of fear or anxiety or whatever it is that keeps you from that. So the second thing is our bodies, right? And number 2 is also just our language, how we speak. I want you to, in the next day, listen to yourself and how you speak about yourself and about others. You might be positive about others, but not about yourself. Are you somebody that says, I'm going to try this, or it's just going to suck, or, just different things like that? Listen to your language, because how you speak to yourself and how you speak about the things that you're going to do. For example, if I said, I really want to try to maybe go to school and take a class and learn, some math. So if I were to change that and say, I'm going to go and sign up for a class, or I would like to sign up for a class in math, listen to how different my language is. And that's so important too. And I didn't realize in my own life how my language really, I say a lot of sorries, I say a lot of different things like try and should and could and hope, instead of truly embracing the things that I believe and making them happen. and I have the power to make them happen if I keep fighting for them, right? So those were, here, let me get my little note guy right here. Oh, I took so many notes in so many different places, but it was my triangle. So it's your language, it's how you're holding your body up, right? How you're presenting yourself when you're coming, and then also your focus and what you're focusing on, okay? And your focus equals your feeling. And your language also creates the meaning. So it's very important that you really start to listen to yourself, how you speak, your language about things that you're going to do, your goals or habits or whatever, and your focus, because it all is tied together. So I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm going to kind of switch some things, and I'm going to bring you to a question. So we're talking about life here. We're talking about your goals and what you want. This could be based on anything. Maybe it's for a business. Maybe it's for mental health, spiritual health, physical. It could be relationships with other people. I don't know where you're at and what you want to zero in on. You may have lots of things you want to focus on. But today, and maybe for this week, or just for this moment, I want you to pick one that's been heavy on your heart. I want you to think about something right now. First thing that comes to your mind that you really wish you could change, but you don't see any hope for it. Go ahead. I want you to think about that. You don't have to share it, but if you want to share it, go ahead and throw it in the chat box for me. So it'd be something like, you could, as simple as business, work, children, relationships. Throw them in the chat box. Go. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to share them, throw them out there. Okay. So this is one thing that's on your heart all the time, but maybe you put it on the back burner because of many things. Fear, it's uncomfortable, you don't think you can do it, all those things that we say to ourselves, right? Okay, so what story, and I'm going to kind of bring this to you, the way that Tony Robbins did it is beautiful. I'm going to try to summarize it as much as I can, but okay, what story have you been telling yourself that has stopped you from pursuing your ideal life? So I'm going to say it again. So what story have you been telling yourself that has stopped you from pursuing your ideal life? This is a big, heavy one, okay? I'm going to get kind of heavy and deep for those of you that want to roll with me right now. But, so like for me personally, there's definitely like, I feel like I will sit back and think in certain relationships of mine that maybe things are never going to change. And I've tried this, I've tried that, and gosh, it's just never going to be where I want it to be. Have you ever talked to yourself like that? Maybe your business, or maybe you've given up on something. Maybe it's with your kids. Maybe it's, man, you've been trying to lose like 40 pounds for the last 5 years, and it's just not happening. And you're just like, it's just not going to happen for me. So you just decide that that's not for you. I was thinking about a story of like when I was 16, I dreamed of like that I was going to have a house on the ocean, and that it was going to be, I was going to be married with kids and all these fun things and all these wonderful dreams that we have as young kids. And they're beautiful because they're in our youth, and we need to tap back into our youth and remember that young girl and what her dreams were. Because as we get older, we start to become a little bit more cynical, and we start to think, well, you know what, I had really high hopes. That's not for me, right? Like I became a school teacher. So school teachers don't usually own a house on the ocean, right? Or, by the way, I don't own a house on the ocean. This is my sister's house. Isn't it beautiful though? I'm living vicariously through her. But so for me, right now, my story is that I have given up on some of those dreams that I thought I could have, because I just think that's not for me anymore. Or, maybe in a relationship where I feel like, oh my gosh, you know what? It's not as great as I'd like it to be, but I don't even know how to get there. So it's just too big. I'm just gonna let it be, and I'm just gonna go shift on an autopilot. Have you ever felt that way? Put yes in the chat box if you've ever felt that way. I know somebody agrees with me. I am not the only person that has maybe decided that their dreams are not going to happen, or they're going to give up on it, or it's not for me anymore. I'm just not going to do it. So today I'm going to say to you, let's erase that. We're going to say, stop. Nope. going to make a change today. Today is the day for you to make a change and say, what is the story I tell myself? I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not good enough to be there. No. But Mary, you don't know. I did some bad things. I never deserve that. That is not true, because God gives us grace and there's always a new day. What if it's, but no, you know what? I'm never going to aspire. I'm not smart enough. No, that's not true. All these things aren't truths. But what we do is we make them our story. So we say, I'm never going to have that great marriage because this. I'm never going to have the house on the ocean because of this. What story are you telling yourself that's keeping you from who you're really supposed to be, from the life that you truly want? I'm not asking you to dream about being a billionaire or winning the lottery. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what is the ideal life that you really dream about, but you've talked yourself out of it? And what's the story you're telling yourself? What is it? Share with me. What is the story? I've stopped dreaming. I love it. Thank you, Michelle, for being so vulnerable right now. Can I tell you that I went live and I shared some vulnerable stuff and I started to cry on the live Tony Robbins feed. But you know what? It was very freeing for me because it helped me to say my story, what I've been lying to myself about, and keeping myself from what I really want. And so then the next step, once you're able to say to yourself, what's the story I tell myself? Well, that it's just going to be like this. You know what? We've tried the best that we can, and we're just going to be stuck here. And it's okay. It's okay. Well, I'm okay. But I'm not okay, because I want more than okay. Who of you out there wants more than okay and truly desires to have that ideal life that you've been dreaming about? I don't know what it is. Is it a business? Is it a relationship? Do you want an amazing marriage? Do you want to have an amazing business and start it from scratch? Do you want to, fix a relationship that's broken from the past? Do you want to, I don't know what you have or what you want to do. But that's the beauty of being alive today, that God's given us another day, and that you don't have to live in the lie of the story you tell yourself. But you have to be upfront with yourself. What is the story you tell yourself? I kind of shared mine without getting too crazy, but I just told you that I've kind of been on autopilot in some of my relationships, and I don't want that anymore. I want to make some changes. So then, here you go. Here's the next step. So, you know the story you've been telling yourself. So when you imagine a life of passion and purpose, what does it look like? So close your eyes for me right now. Everybody close your eyes. Think about your life the way you would really want it to be. Full of passion and purpose. What does it look like? I want you to put it in the text box for me. Come on, these are our dreams. Let's share them in there. My dream is to have to be able to grow my business and help people. To continue to grow this platform and help people come to know God, peace, hope, and to feel motivated and ready to live the life that God has given them. That's what I want to do for people and for myself and to help others. What is something that you dream about? Is it a relationship that you're dreaming about? Is it a job? Come on, share with me. Put them in the chat box. I know it's a little intimidating sometimes. We got a small group tonight, so it's just a few of us. Put it in there. What is something that you really are passionate about? Is it that you want a strong marriage? What do you want? It's got to be specific. All things are possible with God. Yes, Debbie. Amen. So share with me, Debbie, what is something that you would want in your life with passion and purpose? And here's the next question. So it's okay if you didn't share. I understand. How will you feel in that moment of this life of passion and purpose? And what will you do? So I put here that my business will be growing with me and my hubby. We'll be doing it together because that's something that I dream about. Us working together as a team, financial freedom, working together, having a strong foundation. That's something that I dream about. But if I live in my story, which is that some of these things aren't ever going to come to pass because maybe we have disagreements or whatever, then I'm just going to be stuck and I'm never going to grow. I have to take action. There has to be action. What do we have here? Travel around the world with partner. Awesome. I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And so I'm going to kind of tiptoe here. And so we talked about your story. It's just a little tidbit, right? And it's really important. If you want to dig deeper with me on this, I would love to have a conversation with you on the phone. Because what story you tell yourself, like, I'm going to give you an example. Maybe you made a mistake in the past and you live in shame and you just don't think you deserve to have a good life now because you made a mistake. I'm going to tell you that's not true. We all make mistakes. All of us. Me, you, all of us, everybody. And everybody deserves grace. And you deserve to have a beautiful life. And you're still here. God has blessed you with another day of life. So go and share it and share his love and share peace and move and keep going. Just because you make mistakes doesn't mean that you can't be good after your mistakes. You might actually be better because now you can help more people and you're humbled, right? So the next part that I want to talk about is the dance. And this part is when we don't make a decision. So maybe we talked about the story and you're like, yeah, Mary, you know what? I'm ready. I'm gonna go break up with my boyfriend, or I'm gonna go start that business tomorrow. I'm gonna go sign that document. I don't know, whatever it is, because you're like, I can do this. I'm ready to do it. I'm gonna push forward. But then you kind of take a couple steps back and you do the thing called the dance. And that's kind of what I want to talk about right now, is tiptoeing and doing the dance where you don't make a final decision. Raise your hand and give me a heart or say yes if you have sat in limbo for a long time on one of your goals. Come on, somebody out there's been in limbo for a while. Who out there? Send me a little box. Come on guys, I need you to interact with me. Give me a yes, I've been there, or throw me a heart. None of you have been in limbo before, ever in your lives? You guys are perfect. Come on, give me one out there. Good, we got one thumbs up. So have you ever wanted to do something and just didn't over and over again? Yes, you decided that, you know what, you were going to quit smoking. But you came back to it right the next day. You decided that you were going to stop eating sugar for 30 days, and by day 3 you were eating 10 brownies in the cupboard. You decided that you were going to break off something, and then you kept going back to it, right? So we've all been in that dance, but that dance is where we want to get out of, because that is the limbo, and you don't want to be in the limbo because time goes by really fast. I was thinking about when I started all of this in 2010. Yeah, I was 30. Oh my gosh, I'm 40 now. 10 years have gone by. Kids are growing. Life goes on. If you stay in limbo, you're making a decision. The only bad decision is no decision. So let's take an example of something simple like, I want to lose 15 pounds, okay? So, all right, Mary, I want to lose 15 pounds and I'm going to go ahead and do it. And you decide that you're going to go on some, like the keto diet, right? For example, okay? And you lose a half a pound. Nothing's happening. 2-3 weeks go by. You're still on it. It's not working. Does that mean that you made a bad choice or is that a bad goal of yours to lose 15 pounds? No. Did the keto diet work for you? Well, maybe not. So this is where you make that decision. You don't go back to just staying there and not doing anything again, because that's the decision you don't want to sit in. That's the dance of just staying there in limbo and not actually committing to something. So you just change your strategy. Maybe now you're doing another program, the 21-day fix, and it's maybe working a little better for you. And then from there, you try a different program that helps you, and you find the one that works for you. Because ultimately, it's about finding what works for you. But what you don't want to do is just stay in the dance and go back and forth and trying to lose 15 pounds. Lose 5 pounds, go back and put on 10, and go back and forth in the limbo. You need to make a decision of what you're going to do and take control. Take control of your story. Take control of what you want to do, because you're worth it. Because if you put that in your belief system and you decide that you're going to push yourself and you change the approaches and you keep working at it, eventually you're going to get there. But if you sit in the middle in the limbo, time is going to go by. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. Maybe you just had a baby and now 10 years go by and you're like, I'm still trying to lose that baby weight because you stayed in the limbo. And so what you want to do is not stay in the dance. Don't stay in the dance. Limbo is the worst place to be, because limbo means that you're paralyzed. Limbo means that you've got comfortable and you're too scared to move to the right and too scared to move to the left. But then that means that you're just in the middle, in the gray area, and not making a choice. And you're not going to thrive there. You're not going to grow there. You have to make a choice. Either this way or this way. Both paths may hurt, but eventually they won't. Eventually you'll grow stronger. So it's making that move and saying, I'm not going to be in the dance. And it's making that move and saying, I get to write the story. I've been telling myself this lie about my story, that I can't, or I never will, or I'm not smart enough, or there's too much guilt, Mary. I did too many bad things. All of those are lies. They're all the stories that we tell ourselves. And you know what I want to encourage you with? Is that God writes our story. And He loves us. And He gives us the strength and the energy to move out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that mindset. Know that there's something bigger than us out there. And that don't stay in that. Those lies and those negative things, that's not truth. You were created for more. You were created for amazing things. Even if you've done things that aren't right or true or whatever. Forget about them. Move on. It's time to move on. It's time to move on and let go. And it's also time to move on and let go of other things that other people have done to you. Maybe that's part of your story. Maybe you're like, you know what? My marriage isn't good because I'm angry at my husband or I'm angry at my wife. Well, you know what? Maybe it's time to give them grace and move on. Time is going. So if you don't like it, then you need to make a change, right? If you don't like where you're at or your partner or what you're doing or whatever, your business, it's up to you. You get to decide. Nobody's holding you prisoner where you are, only yourself. And that's what I learned today. I learned that if I really want to have the best life, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to go and be rich or something. That's not what I'm talking about. If I want to have my best life, and that's different for everybody, I need to make some big changes. And I need to stop sitting around and hoping and wishing that they're going to happen, or that, maybe one day it's just going to change. I get to do that. And I get to confront those things and say, you know what? This is what I'm looking for. Let's do this. Or I can just sit in a limbo. 10 years go by, 20 years go by, 30, 40. It's up to us. We get to have that choice. So I hope that today's message encouraged you to sit back. Maybe you don't even know. You're like, what's my story? I don't know what I keep telling myself. Well, sit down and write it down. Here's the question. I'm going to leave you with the question. You write it down. You want to share it with me, you can. What story have you been telling yourself that stops you from pursuing your ideal life? What is that story that you tell yourself? It's usually very negative. And it doesn't let you breathe, and it doesn't let you come out to be who you are. So that's question number 1. Keep it with you. And question number 2 is, when you imagine a life of passion and purpose, what does it look like? And how will you feel? And what will you do? So I leave that with you tonight. Guess what? You're alive today. You get to choose. Stop living in the past. Stop living in that I can or I won't or I can't try or I should or I could or I'm scared. Try something new. Let's try to live and really find that real passion and purpose that you're looking for. Because when we find that passion and purpose and we keep growing and we keep giving to others, we're going to find that fulfillment that we're looking for. Growing and giving, that's where we're going to find it. But if you stay stuck in your story, then you won't be able to be used and be able to give, because you're going to be down here. You're not going to be living your true self. And so you're not going to be able to be that beautiful, bright light that people need, that we give to each other. Because you're going to be over here carrying all this stuff that you can't. So let it go, and let's write a new story. And let's start a new story. And today he said, divorce your old story and marry your new story. And I love that. Marry your new story. Make that new story today, you guys. I encourage you guys. This was really meaty, good stuff. And I don't do Tony Robbins justice, but I'm going to keep bringing you guys meat. Tomorrow I'm going to learn more stuff, and it's Trainer Thursday, but I might just give you some more mental stuff because I'm learning a lot, and I want to just be able to be on fire and give you more. So tomorrow I'll give you some more info. Does that sound good? And hopefully it'll be around maybe like 5:30 or 6. So stay tuned. And remember, you're in charge of your story. So what is your story? And I'd love for you guys to message me on Messenger, the 2 questions that I sent you. Okay? All right, guys. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'll see you. Thanks. Have a great night.